Hi there, Liam Ward here at LearnTheHarmonica.com. We're talking vibrato today. A lot of people ask questions about getting vibrato on the harmonica, how to do it and what's the best way to do it, how fast to do it, that sort of thing. So we're going to be looking at getting some vibrato involved with your notes. So what is vibrato, in case you're not 100% sure? Well, it sounds like this. So instead of getting a clean single note with just completely standard the whole way through the note like this, what we're actually doing is getting the note to move up and down as you progress through the note. And what I mean by up and down is actually the pitch. So the note you're playing is actually gets flatter and then sharper. It doesn't stay the exact same pitch, and that's really what a vibrato is. It's a slight sort of variation in pitch. So instead of that clean note I played then, listen again, and you can hear how the note moves. You can do it softer, you can do it harder, so you can do it, that was kind of a medium one, you can do it even softer than that. Or you can pull quite hard. And that's really good for dirty, sort of bluesy sounding stuff, so like 4/5 draw together. Now for me, these sounds are all made doing the same thing really, but to a greater or lesser extent. And really all it comes down to is I'm kind of going so I hope you can hear that sort of choking sound, sort of. Now that's what I'm doing in order to get my vibrato. Different people use different techniques for this, and people talk about the vibrato coming from a different place in their body, so whether it's up here in the throat or down further. Now for me, it's always the same motion, it's always, but the amount that I pull on that motion determines how deep the vibrato is and how deep it sounds. So if I do that really gently, and you can probably only hear it if I get close, if I'm just like that, sorry for the close-up of my unshaven face. So yeah, if I do it gently, it's almost a tremolo, basically, which is a tremolo as opposed to a vibrato is just a variation in volume. So the volume goes up and down instead of the pitch actually dipping and then heading back up. So at that volume, if you're really playing that quite gently, just probably even less than that, it's so subtle. If you're doing that, then you're going to get a really gentle one, almost akin to just a tremolo. I should say that that's the 2-draw on a C harmonica that I've been playing. You can try this on any note, but the draw notes are the notes where you're going to really get this working. So let's have a go on 2-draw for now. So that's if you do it gently. If you do it that bit more, pull a bit more on it, so instead of then you get it a bit harder. And if you pull further still, then, and by that point it's moved down, and it's really coming from really quite deep down, So I mean, I can show you. You look at my stomach here. That's on the deeper one. If I do the softer one, it doesn't do it. And then pull harder again. I'll put a disclaimer at the start of this video or something that there'll be some nudity in it. So you can see that I'm pulling from my stomach. My stomach muscles are starting to get involved there, but it's the same motion. All I'm doing is, but I find the more I pull on that, the deeper I try to get it inside my body, the more my stomach muscles start to get involved there and actually sort of come in and out like that. So that's the deeper vibrato. The speed that I do it at is just a speed that I've found comfortable. You can change that speed. You can slow it down to or speed it up, I suppose. But it's really up to you what you feel is comfortable, and also it can be determined by the piece of music that you're playing or playing with. So a vibrato hopefully will fit in with the beat of the music, the tempo of the music. The vibrato should reflect that. So if you've got a sort of beat like this, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm doing 3 sort of pulses per beat there, so like that. Now this is something you are going to have to practice to a beat to get it in time. Although it's really just down to one basic technique, as I've said, it's not easy to get this nice and steady at first. You'll find that the notes sort of fluctuate. You'll probably get a sort of it's not going to be steady at first. That will only come in time. You've got to get a metronome going, or stamp your foot if you haven't got a metronome, and try playing, one pulse, so one sort of per beat, 2 or 3 or 4, a speed that feels comfortable, and try and get them as steady as possible. But that's really all there is to my vibrato. As I say, different people talk about different styles of vibrato. That's the one that I use. I should say the better you get with your bends, so if you're practicing your bent notes on the draw notes, the bottom of the harmonica, then you are going to find this easier because it's a fluctuation in pitch. You need to have that ability to control those notes and control the pitch of those notes. So that 2 draw obviously bends down 2 half steps. If you've got those bent notes down, then you're going to be more comfortable getting this vibrato. Not that you go anywhere near as low as even the first half step. You just fluctuating that little bit, but it's about having control over those notes. This will work on holes 1 draw, 2 draw, 3 draw, 4 draw. 5 draw will go a little bit. Because you've got that micro bend, so it will bend down, and 6 draw as well. It's harder on the blow notes, won't really bend in the same way, or at least the lower blow notes. And then further up the harmonica, 7 to 10 draw, you're going to struggle to get it to go to fluctuate in pitch much. Again, because those notes won't bend. You can't get bent notes on those. So to get a vibrato, which is essentially a micro bend, you're going to struggle. So this is 7 draw. I mean, it's basically a tremolo to my ears. It might go down a tiny little bit, but it's more kind of it's the volume that's fluctuating rather than the pitch. And then the below notes, 7 to 10 below, you can do it on those. It sounds something like this. So this is I'll do 8 below. The thing about a blow note is if you're going, it doesn't necessarily bend in the same way that a draw note does, because the blow bend technique is slightly different. So perhaps I'll do another lesson sometime on the vibrato for blow notes, the higher blow notes, the ones that bend, incorporating the sort of bending technique into that. But for now, practice your draw bend notes, so holes 1 to 6 draw essentially, and that vibrato that I've spoken about. So have fun with that, and I'll see you again soon for something else. Cheers.